How to worship God. Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about how to worship God. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a lot of people out there who have this question, like, how do I worship God? Like what is worship? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you actually worship God? And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I struggled with this too, man. Like, I struggled with just understanding, like, how do you worship God? Is worship supposed to be long? Are you supposed to be worshiping God for like a long period of time? Is it supposed to be like a short period of time? Like, what is worship for real? Like, how do you actually worship God? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, bro, like when we was in school and when we was in like all these different high schools and all these different places, bro, like we ain't really learn like bro, how do you actually worship God, bro? Like, it's crazy. Like, people know how to do so many things, but people don't even know how to genuinely worship God. And I'm gonna just give y'all like my personal experience on how I worship God. And I know this is gonna inspire and encourage somebody out there to pretty much like become better at worshiping God. So when I worship God, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I worship God, um I started off like very simple, bro. I started off like, oh, I worship you, God. Blessed be your name and this and that. Like, I started off simple. But then I started to realize, like, bruh, that's like two sentences, bro. I'll be done worshiping God in like two sentences. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, bro, how do people worship God for like longer? You get what I mean? Like, you ever worship God, you be like praise, glory be to God, praise God, and that's it. Like, but I'm like, bro, I want to have like a worship session, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to actually worship God for longer. So do I just sit here and just repeat the same thing over and over? I praise you, God, I praise you, I praise you, like for 30 minutes? Like, how do I do this? You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to figure it out, and I'm like, bro, like, how do you actually like worship God, bro, and like really like dedicate like a entire session to worshiping God? You know what I'm saying? And over time, God showed me like different ways to worship God. There's like different styles of worshiping God, different ways of worshiping God, different because everybody's different. Everybody's worship is gonna be different. But I'm gonna give y'all like something that I do to worship God, and it helps me like it's just natural. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not forcing it. It's like I'm not trying to make the worship session longer. Like, like when you're trying to give God all this fake praise and worship, and you're trying to like make the session longer intentionally. Nah, bro, like worship is supposed to be from the heart. It ain't supposed to be like a time limit to it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to be like almost like formulaic, bro. It's not supposed to be like a formula to it, like robotic. It's supposed to be from the heart. But one thing that I started to do, man, it's kind of like I use like a mantra. You know what I'm saying? I use like a mantra, and then I kind of like worship God. And then one thing that I noticed is that when you give thanks to God and you're grateful to God and you mix it in with worship, it just fits so perfectly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Being thankful and being grateful and gratitude and worship, those two things just go so well together. So I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? I could be like, I worship you, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? And then I would just thank God for things that He did in my life and this and that. And then I just repeat that same exact sentence. I just be like, I worship you, oh Lord. And then I'd be like, I thank you for, you know what I'm saying, creating me. I thank you for being God. I thank you for giving me another day, you know what I'm saying, giving me the breath of life. And then I repeat that same sentence. I'd be like, I worship you, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? And then I'd be like, oh, I thank you for creating, giving me eyes to see, you know what I'm saying? Giving me hands, giving me feet, you know what I'm saying? I thank you for creating me. And I just kind of like thank God while I'm repeating that same sentence or like that same mantra. You get what I'm saying? And when I started doing that, I'm like, bruh, why is this so effective? Why is this working? And then I just started like, before I start like the worship session, I just, you know what I'm saying, like stay away from all devices, stay away from the phone. Cause let's say like you're talking to somebody in real life, right? And you're distracted on your phone, bro. I'm like, bro, you're distracted on your phone, bro. It's like you ain't even respecting that person. So if you trying to worship God, but you're busy scrolling on your phone, or like you busy doing other things, it's like, bro, like you're not even respecting the time that you are spending with God. So one thing that I like to do is I like to put the phone away, you know what I'm saying, turn off all devices, and then I worship God in like a conversational way. You get what I'm saying? Like there's different ways to worship God, and this is I'm just giving y'all one way on how to do it. Like this is like in a conversational way. No music, no nothing, just you talking to God in a conversational way. You know what I'm saying? I would just be like, I worship you, oh Lord. And then I'd be like, and then right after that, I just say like things I'm grateful for, things I'm thankful for. And then you could also compliment God. That's like another way of worshiping God. So I'm gonna just give y'all like a run through of how I do it, right? So I'd be like, I worship you, oh Lord. And I'd be like, I thank you for, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you're doing behind the scenes, everything you're doing in my life, all the things that you're planning ahead, all the blessings that you done given me. You know what I'm saying? Then I repeat the same thing. I worship you, oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? Then I just be like, man, like, you done created like the lions, bro. You done created the tigers. You done created the oceans and this and that. Like, you give him compliments, and you really like, it's almost like a adoration prayer at the same time. So it's like, as you worshiping God, you're thanking God. As you worshiping God, you complimenting God. And the reason why I'm using the word compliment is because I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. You complimenting God. You like, I thank you for this and that. You know, you compliment God. It could be a prayer of adoration too. And then like, that's just how I do it. So pretty much I just repeat the same mantra. I'd be like, I worship you, O Lord. And then ta da 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 ta da da da. I worship you, O Lord. Ta da 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 ta da da da. I worship you, O Lord. Ta da 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 ta da. And then before you know it, bro, it's like a full entire worship session, bro. I'm like, is that so, bro? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, this is like a conversational way of worshiping God. There's other ways to worship God. You know, some people, they worship God singing along to worship music. Now that's when you put on the worship music, and you know, you could sing along to the worship music, or you could talk to God and worship God as the worship music is playing. But what I just, you know what I'm saying, shared with y'all is like no music, no nothing. I just do it like in silence, you know what I'm saying? Just me talking to God and thanking God. And, you know, it could get real personal, like things that God did in your life, bro. Like, it could get real personal. Like, as you talking to God, you could thank him for personal things that he did in your life. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. And you worship him and you uplift his holy name. And, like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, you just gotta find your formula, and like not formula necessarily, but you just gotta find what works for you. Cause like worship is not robotic, it's from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Everything you say gotta be from the heart. It can't be just like a formula, like it gotta be from the heart. And I feel like a lot of people, bro, they really miss that point, bro. Like they worship is almost robotic. They worship is almost formulaic, bro. They worship is almost like a formula, bro. Like they not really coming from the heart. So it gotta be from the heart, the things that you say. You know what I'm saying? But what I like to do, I just like to have that one repeated sentence. And then in the middle, I say like things I'm thankful for, or I compliment God, you know what I'm saying? Like I uplift his holy name, and then I repeat the same sentence. So it's like repeat the same sentence, then say things that I'm grateful for, repeat the same sentence, say things that, you know what I'm saying, compliment God, repeat the same sentence. It's kind of like that. That's how I do it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But everybody got their own style. Everybody got what works for them. But it's crazy how a lot of people don't even know how to worship God, bro. Like, because I was like that too. I was like, bro, how do you actually worship God, bro? Like, you genuinely, you just got to figure out what works for you. But at the same time, bro, it's like, when I used to worship God, I'd be like, bro, how do you worship? Like, every time I'd be like, I uplift your holy name, bro. Praise you, God, and then I'm done. Like I'm literally done in like 5 sentences, like three. I'm done. I'm like, bro, I actually want to have like a worship session for real though. I don't want to have like just one sentence worship and then I'm done, bro. Like, so it's like God had to show me like different what works for me, and like, you know what I'm saying, God had to show me how to actually have like a genuine session. You know what I'm saying? You could just find like a quiet place. um you could find a quiet place. You could literally worship God anywhere. You could worship God in your bedroom, in the closet, like outside next to a river, like in your home, bro, anywhere, bro. It don't matter, bro. But one thing I like to do, I like to just cut off like the phone and the distractions and the screens and all that, just so I could give my full attention to God, bro. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just some advice and tips on how to worship God, bro. Because I feel like a lot of people, bro, people know about what celebrities doing, what, and people know about gossip. People know about, oh, this celebrity did that. Oh, this person slept with that person. Oh, that person did this, and people know about the drama, the gossip, the beef, the social media nonsense. People know about all this, but it's crazy how a lot of people don't know how to have like a full entire worship session with God, bro. Like people know about all these things, bro, but people don't know how to have their people don't know how to have that full worship session with God, bro. And I just wanted to do this message to just, you know what I'm saying, shed light on that, bro. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, man. Peace.